You know that feeling when your favorite show announces a new season and you're just buzzing with excitement. That's exactly what fans of Dick Wolf's One Chicago universe are experiencing right now. Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, and Chicago PD have all been renewed by NBC for the upcoming 2024/2025 broadcast lineup, keeping our beloved heroes on our screens for even longer. A bittersweet victory. Renewals and budget woes. But let's be real. Sometimes good news comes with a little twist, right? While we're thrilled about more One Chicago, the renewals didn't come without a catch. Budget cuts. Yep, that dreaded phrase. These cuts are rumored to impact shows like Chicago PD and Chicago Fire, potentially leading to less screen time for some of our favorite series regulars. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially when you've invested so much in these characters. Despite this challenging news, here's something amazing. The streaming numbers for both Chicago PD and Chicago Fire have actually seen a huge spike. It just goes to show how dedicated and passionate the One Chicago fanbase truly is. Even with a bit of uncertainty swirling around, viewers are flocking to catch up on all the action, proving that the love for these shows runs deep. Chicago Fire, still burning bright after all these years. Let's dive into Chicago Fire, the original spark that ignited this incredible franchise. Premiering way back in 2012, this show has been a cornerstone of our viewing habits for 13 seasons and boasts a whopping over 270 episodes. It pulls us into the intense, personal, and professional lives of the brave firefighters and rescue professionals at Firehouse 51 of the Chicago Fire Department. From heart-stopping rescues to the emotional bonds forged in the face of danger, Chicago Fire has consistently delivered the goods. Now about those budget constraints. There have been whispers that Daniel Keary and Jake Lockett, both familiar faces, might see reduced roles in Season 14. It's natural to feel a pang of concern when you hear about cast changes. However, showrunner Andrea Newman offered a glimmer of hope back in May, saying, "We haven't sat down for Season 14 yet. We don't know what we're going to do." So, while nothing is set in stone, it reminds us that the world of television production can be a dynamic one, full of shifts and surprises. Chicago PD, keeping the streets safe, one episode at a time. Next up, we have Chicago PD, the second entry into the One Chicago universe, which burst onto our screens in 2013. This part of the franchise keeps us on the edge of our seats, following the patrol officers of the Chicago Police Department, with a special focus on the elite intelligence unit. For 12 seasons, we've watched them tackle everything from gritty street crimes to complex investigations, always striving for justice in the Windy City. The recent Season 12 finale saw Sergeant Hank Voight, played by the phenomenal Jason Begg, and his team facing down yet another formidable foe. Without giving too much away, let's just say things got intense, as they always do with Voight. However, some fans felt the long-awaited moment didn't quite land as expected, which led to a bit of chatter. Hey, every show has its moments where not every beat resonates with everyone, right? What truly matters is the journey and the compelling characters we get to follow. Anticipating the drama. What's next for Firehouse 51 and Intelligence? So, what can we expect in the coming seasons of Chicago Fire and Chicago PD? Even with all the talk of budget cuts and contract negotiations for some of the franchise's beloved veterans, one thing is for sure. There are still brand new seasons to look forward to. And that's what truly counts. For Chicago PD, Sergeant Hank Voight and the intelligence team might have navigated the challenges posed by Deputy Chief Reed, Sean Hatosy, but don't think they're out of the woods when Season 13 kicks off. Showrunner Gwen Saigon hinted that the team might be looking at their jobs with a fresh perspective. I definitely think Burgess will approach the job differently, Saigon previously shared. For her, she had a lot to do with all of this, but she was really just trying to have someone's back. I think it will have an effect on how she moves forward. It sounds like we're in for some compelling character development, and honestly, that's what makes us tune in week after week. Over on Chicago Fire, Beyond the potential reduced roles for Carrie and Lockett, get ready for some serious shakeups at Firehouse 51. There's a department-wide initiative to cut costs, which means some characters are likely to be affected. Showrunner Andrea Newman teased, "We're going to have a lot of turnover and a lot craziness going on in the CFD from the top, where people are being cut and moved, and everything's going to get shaken up next season."